Central Queensland University is an Australian dual-sector university based in Queensland. Its main campus is in North Rockhampton, Queensland. However, it also has campuses in Rockhampton City, Bundaberg, Emerald, Gladstone City, Gladstone Marina, Mackay Ooralea, Mackay City and Noosa, as well as delivery sites in Cairns, Cannonvale, Townsville, Charters Towers, Yeppoon, Biloela, Geraldton, Karratha and Perth.On. The 31st of October 2014, CQUniversity announced that it would open a full campus in the Townsville CBD in 2015. It has metropolitan campuses in Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide and Brisbane. As of 2012, the metropolitan campuses hosted both international and domestic students. History. CQUniversity began as the Queensland Institute of Technology in 1967, and after 2 years under the name of the University College of Central Queensland, in 1992 became an official university named the University of Central Queensland. In 1994, it adopted the name Central Queensland University. In 2008, it became CQUniversity in recognition of the institution's expansion beyond the Central Queensland region. Beginnings. CQUniversity's antecedent institution, the Queensland Institute of Technology, was established in Rockhampton in 1967 as a regional branch of the Queensland Institute of Technology. However, the first steps to establish a university in Rockhampton were taken as early as the 1940s. In 1941, the Queensland Labor Premier, William Forgan Smith, introduced Section 17 of the National Education Coordination and University of Queensland Amendment Act, which provided for the creation of university colleges outside Brisbane. In 1944 and 1945, a series of Rockhampton delegations lobbied the Queensland government for a university college. But after the University of Queensland established a network of provincial study centres in the late 1940s, the issue became dormant. Rockhampton's university campaign resumed in the 1950s as Central Queensland became an emerging heavy industry base, with developing coal mines and Gladstone emerging as a light metals centre. In the Queensland Parliament in November 1956, the local member for Rockhampton stated more adequate facilities for technical education were required for the region and, appealing to the philosophy of a fair go, he urged that Rockhampton people be given the same opportunities as those in Brisbane. In 1958, P.J. Gladstone, an engineer, mooted the possibility of a Central Queensland University with Rockhampton engineers, and after further community discussion, the Rockhampton Mayor, Alderman R.B.J. Pilbeam, called the first public meeting on 3 March 1959 at which the Central Queensland University Development Association was constituted. The UDA presented university proposals to government and, in 1961, the Queensland government reserved 161 hectares of government land at Parkhurst on the Bruce Highway near the Yeppoon turnoff as a tertiary education site. Establishment finally was resolved in March 1965, when the Commonwealth Government's Martin Report was tabled in Parliament by Prime Minister Menzies, who announced the foundation of a new style of tertiary institution at both Rockhampton and Toowoomba. The new institute's Rockhamptons was named the Queensland Institute of Technology. Capricornia were affiliated with the main Queensland Institute of Technology campus in Brisbane and lacked the autonomy of universities, being controlled by the Queensland Education Department. When the QITC first opened in February 19 1967. There was no extensive campus to greet the handful of staff, an initial intake of 71 full-time and part-time students. While building progressed at Parkhurst, the first classes held on the top floor of the Technical College in Bolsover Street were a makeshift affair with no laboratories, library facilities of stock. By 1969, most staff and students had transferred to the Parkhurst campus, still a bushland site in progress in the summer months. The campus was often ringed by spectacular bushfires or deluged with torrential rain. Cars slid in the mud or were bogged, and the QITC's foundation principal, Dr. Alan Skirchley, ferried people in his 4WD across floodwaters. Some students slept temporarily on mattresses in the canteen while waiting for the first residential college to open. Despite these humble beginnings, the focus on vocational professional courses meant the first graduates found ready employment with accounting firms, CSR, Mount Isa Mines and regional electricity boards. One mathematics student, Peter Nothling, even joined the European Space Agency, 1970s onwards. After the passage of the amended Education Act in 1971, QITC became an autonomous, multifunctional college under the control of its own council and took the name of Capricornia Institute of Advanced Education. A highlight of the decade was the construction in 1976-77 of an impressive three-story library building at the center of the Rockhampton campus. Designed by architect Stephen Trotter, the building's striking external feature was a sculpted facade created by artist Kevin Brereton. CIA Director Dr. Arthur Appleton proclaimed the library to be a milestone, which confirmed that the institute had come of age as a public institution. The transformation of the campus also saw extensive landscaping of the grounds and the institute becoming a vibrant arts hub through its creative arts theatre, vacation summer schools in the creative arts, and avant-garde film program. The development of an art collection and presentation of exhibitions such as Gil Jameson's epic 72-foot Australian landscape, shown first in the CIA Library prior to exhibition in the prestigious Adelaide Festival Gallery, along with creating a traditional university campus experience in a natural setting. The CIA also developed engineering and science projects which were implemented locally and recognized nationally, from solar energy research and post-cyclone timber testing to research into cattle dogs. The sponsoring of the first National Northern Beef Outlook Conference and research into the proliferation of water hyacinth, and already the emphasis was shifting beyond Rockhampton. The CIA's next momentous move was into distance education. It became the first college in Australia to introduce a Bachelor of Science externally in 1974. Probably few people at the time envisaged the massive ramifications of this small-scale operation in the science school. It was the harbinger of the CIA's future growth as a distributed institution all the way down the Australian east coast, from Cairns to Melbourne, and ventures in international education. By 1979, external enrollments at the CIA had jumped to 825, and by 1985, distance education had become a major campus operation, exceeding internal enrollments and offering 12 courses involving some 100 subjects and processing 23,980 study packages annually. Between 1978 and 1989, the CIA established branch campuses in central Queensland at Gladstone, Mackay, Bundaberg and Emerald. Expansion in the 1990s. The CIA became the University College of Central Queensland in 1990 and gained full university status in 1992. At the time it was known as the University of Central Queensland. The name was changed in 1994 to Central Queensland University, after the Australian government approved the enrolment of full fee-paying students in Australian institutions in 1986. The CIA began transnational education ventures with many countries, including Singapore, Hong Kong, Dubai and Fiji. Through public-private partnership with CMS, the university opened its first international campus in Sydney in 1994, followed by international campuses in Melbourne in 1997, Brisbane in 1998 and the Gold Coast in 2001. 2000 onwards. In 2001, the university appointed Queensland's first female vice-chancellor, Professor Glenys Hancock, who retired in 2004. From 2002 to 2007, the university won numerous Queensland Export Awards and 2 National Exporter Awards for education, and in the Good Universities Guide won the most 5-star ratings of any regional university in Australia in 2003 and 5 5-star ratings in 2006 and 2007. By 2006, the university was operating its 4 Australian international campuses at Brisbane, Gold Coast, Sydney and Melbourne, along with a campus in Suva, Fiji, while 2 other major offshore partnerships proceeded in Shanghai and Singapore, and diminishing operations in Hong Kong. The university restructured its international activities in the period 2006 to 2009 and rebranded its image in 2008, changing its brand from Central Queensland University to CQUniversity. In the 2000s, CQUniversity also has been responsive to the needs of the Australian communities and regions it serves and has emphasised programs in the natural resources sector and mining, engineering, nursing, education, accounting, sustainable development and intercultural education. One of these learning program success stories has been Professor Kerry Reid-Searle, who received a 2012 Australian Government Office for Learning and Teaching Award for her highly imaginative simulation teaching technique, using human-like props to prepare nursing students for practice. The technique, known as Masked trademark sign, has since been available to educators across a wide range of disciplines globally. CQUniversity also received acclaim for its innovative effort to open up legal studies to regional and disadvantaged groups through Australia's first online Bachelor of Laws, which it began offering in 2011, with a first-year enrolment of around 100 students. Former High Court Judge the Hon Michael Kirby ACCMG has stated that the degree's accessibility and flexibility will broaden participation in studying law, particularly for students from regional areas and from Indigenous, ethnic and disadvantaged backgrounds, who might otherwise find it difficult or impossible to enroll in a law course, and could retain talented and qualified employees in regional and rural Australia. The first 2 decades of the 21st century have also seen continuing dynamic growth for CQUniversity, with a renewed focus on applied research, regional and distance education, and vocational education, with its merger with Central Queensland Institute of TAFE on July 1, 2014. CQUniversity is home to world-class research institutes: the Appleton Institute for Behavioural Science, Learning and Teaching Education Research Centre, Institute for Health and Social Science Research, and the Institute for Resource Industries and Sustainability. Several of its research centres: Centre for Rail Engineering, the Power and Energy Centre, The Centre for Environmental Management and the Centre for Plant and Water Sciences have an emphasis on supporting growth and prosperity in CQUniversity's home region of central Queensland. Research successes include successful cattle cloning by Professor Gabor Vajda and Professor David McMoores, an honorary fellow and research officer Andrew Ranks, achieving the gazetting on 9 October 2010 of the natural sweetener, Stevia rebaudiana, as a natural low-calorie ingredient in foods and beverages. Professor Midmore stated stevia may become a significant tool ingredient for community use in the fight against obesity and the associated metabolic syndrome and diabetes. Research highlights also include Ben Kell's coal seam gas water treatment plants. Ben has extensively researched and developed a range of ion-exchanging volcanic rock filter media blends that reduce sodium salts, selected heavy metals, and hydrocarbons associated with the petroleum and gas industries. Ben is also responsible for a range of effluent treatment plants. One of the systems has been used at the Woodford Folk Festival venue. Dr. Scott Wilson's research into mutant toads has also achieved much acclaim, with the project airing on Channel 10's Totally Wild program. Dr. Wilson has tracked abnormalities in toads as an indicator for environmental changes. CQUniversity has also achieved success with its Green Chicken project, which focuses on feeding poultry biochar in the food mix and then taking the manure containing the biochar and composting it with mineral additives to produce an organic fertilizer. The project has been praised for its carbon-smart properties. Other highlights include the university's involvement in physical activity research, including the establishment of 10,000 Steps and the 2014 National Health and Medical Research Council funding for research into how physical activity can help with depression. CQUniversity is also home to an experimental gambling research laboratory. The Queensland Centre for Domestic and Family Violence Research is based at the Mackay campus and contributes to the prevention of domestic and family violence by informing, promoting and supporting the actions of individuals, communities, services and governments through statewide leadership in research, professional development, education and community engagement. The Centre for Mental Health Nursing Innovation at CQUniversity provides leadership in mental health nursing at local, state, national and international levels and has become a focal point for research and scholarly advance in mental health nursing in partnership with key stakeholders from industry and the broader community. Dual sector. In 2010, CQUniversity announced its intention to become Queensland's first dual-sector university, offering a combination of higher education and vocational training, through a merger with the Central Queensland Institute of TAFE. At the time, the project won support from then Queensland Premier Anna Bligh, who described the proposal as one of the most exciting developments in post-school education that we have seen in Queensland for many years. In December 2011, the federal government announced that CQUniversity had been successful in gaining $73.8 million in funding to support its merger with CQUit and to strengthen the university's engineering offering. The university announced that it would fund a $16.6 million engineering precinct in Mackay, a $14 million public access allied health clinic in Rockhampton, and a $12.5 million makeover of the Mackay TAFE campus through the funding allocation. In September 2012, Queensland Premier Campbell Newman announced the state's in-principle support for the CQUniversity CQUit merger. The Newman government gave its final approval for the merger to proceed in December 2012. In July 2014, CQUniversity became Queensland's first dual-sector and most comprehensive university. The university now offers a range of post-school education opportunities including trade certificates, diplomas, short courses, degrees and postgraduate qualifications. Students studying at the institution following the merger can easily transition from one level of study to another. It is anticipated that the new comprehensive university will encourage people to stay local to complete the study and will also help meet skills shortages in the central Queensland region. Organisation and governance. CQUniversity is governed by the CQUniversity Council, comprising the Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor and various elected and appointed representatives. Operationally, CQUniversity is managed by the Vice-Chancellor and 5 Deputy Vice-Chancellors who oversee portfolios including international and services, industry and vocational education and training, student experience and governance, engagement, campuses and North Queensland region, and finance and planning. CQUniversity Associate Vice-Chancellors manage 10 regions in which the university operates: Rockhampton, Wide Bay, Burnett, Gladstone, Central Highlands, South East Queensland, North Queensland, Far North Queensland, Victoria, New South Wales and South Australia. 5 Pro-Vice-Chancellors coordinate the areas of learning and teaching, research, Indigenous engagement, international and TAFE. Schools are managed within a central faculty, the Higher Education Division, which is overseen by the Provost. Vice-Chancellor CQUniversity is led by Scott Bowman, who is the Vice-Chancellor and President of the university. Bowman was appointed to the position of Vice-Chancellor and President in 2009. Bowman is an experienced pilot who often travels between the university's many campuses in his Jabra J230C. The Vice-Chancellor and President works in close collaboration with the University Council, and also with a wide range of internal and external stakeholders, providing leadership and strategic direction for the university. The Vice-Chancellor is appointed by the University Council and reports to the Council through the Chancellor. University Council. The CQUniversity Council is the governing body of CQUniversity and was established under the Central Queensland University Act. International Unam Services Division. The International Unam Services Division, led by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor, is responsible for the activities which support the provision of academic and research activity across CQUniversity. Within the university services portfolio lies the Directorates of Marketing, International Information and Technology, Facilities Management, People and Culture, Library Services, Information Technology, and Commercial Services, and the University Ombudsman. Industry and AMP Vocational Education and Training Division. The Industry and AMP Vocational Education Division is led by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor. The division is focused on developing CQUniversity's comprehensive university structure, including the coordination of CQUniversity's vocational, educational. The division also supports university access programs, including the Skills for Tertiary Education Preparatory Studies program and a registered training organization which was acquired by CQUniversity back in 2012. Train at CQUniversity. Student Experience and Governance Division. The Student Experience and Governance Division is led by the Deputy Vice-Chancellor and is responsible for the management of governance processes within the university through the council and subcommittees. The division is made up of 3 directorates including Governance, Student Residences and Student Experience and Communications. The Governance Directorate has day-to-day carriage of governance governance activities. The Internal Audit Directorate operates as an independent appraisal function which forms an integral part of the university's internal control framework. The Student Experience and Communications Directorate is responsible for promoting, supporting and enhancing the university's reputation, activities and achievements through strategic communications. The Student Residences Directorate is responsible for the operation of student accommodation in Rockhampton and Mackay. CQUniversity has 6 schools, each of which are managed by specialist deans. The schools are School of Education and the Arts, School of Business and AMP Law, School of Engineering and AMP Technology, School of Medical and Applied Sciences, School of Human Health and Social Sciences, School of Nursing and Midwifery. Major areas of study. CQUniversity runs programs in a wide range of disciplines, including apprenticeships, trades and training, business, accounting and law, creative, performing and visual arts, education and humanities, engineering and building environment, health, information technology and digital media, psychology, social work and community services, science and environment, and English, work and study preparation.